Hi, in this video, we're gonna discuss about the Home ribbon tab. So first, let us use the run function in order for us to generate some random text that we could work with. And for our first set of commands, we have the paste, cut, copy, and format painter. So in order for us to use these commands, we have to highlight some text here. Let's say this first sentence. And as you notice, the cut and copy command is now available for use. So let us use first the cut, which has a keyboard shortcut Control X. It removes the selection and put it on the clipboard so you can paste it somewhere else. So let us use this. Once I hit cut, it's now it disappears, but it stays in our clipboard and ready to paste somewhere else in our document. So you just need to use paste command or hit the Control V shortcut key to add the content on the clipboard to the to your document. Okay. So as you can see, the first sentence is now located at the last part of our document. So same goes for the copy command. So we just need to highlight the text that we want to copy and then click on the copy command or hit the Control C keyboard shortcut. It puts a copy of the selection on the clipboard so you can paste it somewhere else. So once you hit copy and then paste in here using Control V, so it now has a copy of this first set of words here to our last. Next is the format painter. So let's say I copied some text from the internet and then paste it using our Control V. Okay, so as you can see, the font or theme fonts of this text is different from what we have in our document. So you could actually manually change this using this drop down menu for theme fonts, or you could just copy the formatting of this text. So for example, I want to copy the formatting of this text. So I just highlighted this text and then click the format painter. And now, as you can see, our cursor has a paintbrush. Meaning to say that the format painter is now active. And what you need to do next is to highlight the text that you wanted to change its format. Okay. So now it has the same as, or it has the same format or style, just like what we have in our document. Okay. So next is the theme fonts. So let's say I want to change the style of this paragraph. So you could choose the different fonts. Let's say Arial Black or Algerian. Okay. You could also change the size of these fonts using this drop down menu. So for example, I want to make it smaller, look smaller, 8, or let's say bigger than the other, say 26. So that's how it looks like. So let us change it back to 12. For example, your instructor or teacher asks you to change the font size into 12.5. Let's say this one. But as you notice, it doesn't have a 12.5 as a value of a font size. So what you could do is to double click on this drop down and type 0.5 and then hit enter. So now the size of this font is 12.5. Okay, next is the increase font size and decrease font size. So it's just the same, it has the same function as this one. So it increases your font size by 1. Okay, or depends on the selection of this drop down. Okay, next is the bold. So once you hit the bold or use the keyboard shortcut Control B, it makes your text bold. So it's now the font is now thicker than the first one, or the compared to other fonts. You could also click the italic, it italicizes your text, and also the underline. So these three commands here is used to emphasize a text on your document. You could also use the strike through. It draws something out by drawing a line through it. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so for example, I wanted to, or I typed in the H2O, and I want to make this 2 as a subscript. You can use this two commands here, or this one, subscript, or it has a keyboard shortcut control equal, types of very small letters just below the line of text. So once we hit on this one, the highlighted or selected text becomes a subscript. Or let's say I want to make this letter N here a superscript to make it like, or to make it look like 2 raised to n. So highlight this N or letter N here, and then hit superscript. Okay, it's now a superscript. Okay, so next is the styles. Let's say I want to put some styles on this H2O. Let me make this a little bigger to make it more, to make it look like interesting to format with. So you could choose different formats here in styles. Let's say I want to use this. So it changes the styles of your font. So you could explore this styles and change its properties. Let's say the shadow. You could change the focus of the shadow, and also the outline or the effects. Let's say we want to put some reflections to it. So you could also select those properties using these styles. Okay. And then the next one is the text highlight color. Let's say I want to highlight this text. Aside from making it bold, italic, and underlined, I want to make it more emphasized. So I'll just use this text highlight color. So make your text pop by highlighting it in a bright color. So by default, it's color yellow, but you could choose other colors like red. Okay. Or let's say I want to use green or bright green. Okay. So, but the most commonly used highlight is, or highlight color is yellow. Okay. So that's it. And then this one, font color, change the color of your text. Say for example, I don't want to use a black color, or let's say I want to make this a smart art color, or different into a different color, let's say blue. So you could just hit the drop down arrow and then choose blue. Okay, so the font color is now different from the other. And then let's say I want to clear the format. I want to change the formatting into its default value. So I just need to highlight this text and then click the clear or formatting. So you could erase the highlight by choosing this one, so that it would remove the highlight of your text. So you could also use this clear formatting on this one. So clear formatting, so it changes back into its original format. Okay, and then the change case. Say for example, I want to change the case of this paragraph into uppercase. So they are now uppercase or lowercase. Or let's say capitalize each word. So when capitalize each word has a capital letter, or the first letter of each word is now capitalized. and toggle case. So as you can see, the first letter of each word is in lowercase, and then the rest of the letters are capitalized. Okay. So, but most of the time we use the sentence case. Next is the bullet. So let's say I want to change this into a list. So I just need to highlight this group of text and then click on the bullets. So it looks like a list of font family. So you could choose different symbols, a hollow circle or a square or a diamond, an arrow or check. So it depends on you. Okay. So if you want it to be enumerated or itemized, so you could choose the numbering instead or a numbered list. So again, you have to highlight the group of text and then click on the numbering. So it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So you could also choose different numbering, Roman numerals or capital letters or small letters with parentheses. So it depends on your um, preferences. Okay. So next is the alignment of your text. So for example, by default, this is all left aligned, but you could also make it at the center. Centers the content of your page or on your page, on the page. So it's now centered or right aligned. But most of the time, we use justify. So it covers all the the page or the width of the page. So let's say I want to merge this text here to see the effect of the justify. Okay, so as you can see here, it consumes the whole document. Okay, so that's the effect of the justify. Next is the line spacing. Say I want to change the line spacing of this text. Okay, so the spacing is or the gap between the sentences are now tighter. So as we choose a higher value, the gap between the sentences becomes farther. Okay, so you could also use line spacing options and then set its values. Okay, so that's the line spacing. And then the next one is the indent. So decrease indent, so moves your paragraph closer to the margin. So for example, in this paragraph, once we hit this one, so since it's the end of the margin, so we cannot move this paragraph here to the left. Or we could also use the increase indent to move your paragraph farther away from the margin. So since this is the margin, as you can see here, so we could use this increase indent. So it says here, or as you can see here, so it's increasing. We could also decrease the indent. Okay. And then the next one is the sort. Arrange the current selection in alphabetical or numerical order. So this is especially useful if you're trying to organize data in a table. So I insert some table here in our document. So let's say I want to uh, arrange this in ascending order based on the names of the student. Okay, so I just need to highlight this um, cells here, or let's say rows, and then click on the sort. So you have to sort by, you have to select which column. So for example, I want to sort this in ascending order in based from the names. Okay, so the name is located at the first column. So as you can see, it should be Eric and then John. So E comes first before J. So once you hit OK, so it's now arranged along with the value of its number and section. So let's say I want to arrange this table based from the number. So you have to click sort and then select the second column and then click OK. So 15 is smaller than 30, so that's why it comes first. And then let's say I want to arrange this in ascending order based on the section. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to click on the sort and then choose the third column and then hit OK. So it's now arranged in ascending order. So that's it for our sort. And then the next one is the show hide this the symbol, show paragraph marks and other hidden formatting symbols. So this is especially useful for advanced layout tasks. So as you click on this one, you will see the symbols. So I mean to say it's a paragraph or sentence. So there's a corresponding symbol for each formatting. So for example, I hit enter on this one. So as you can see, it's another sentence or another line or new line. So once I hit space, so space is represented as a dot. Okay, so it shows all the hidden formatting symbols. Okay, so let's see what will happen if I hit a tab. Okay, so the tab is represented as an arrow. Okay, so let's hide it again. And then the next one is the border, so or borders. Say we have a table here, so we could choose no border so that it hides all the border. Or let's say I just want the corners to have a border, so outside border or all borders. Okay, to see the division of each data. And then the next one is the theme colors. Say for example, I want to change this color of this one into blue or orange or green. So it depends on you. Say this one. Okay. And then the next one is under the styles. Say I want to change this into a different style. Sorry about that. Say I want to make this a title or a heading. Okay, so you could choose different headings here, so it looks like a title for this sentence. Okay, so we will know more about these styles on our design tab, which will be demonstrated in our next video. Okay, so you could use different styles here. Okay, so again, you just have to highlight the text that you want to put some styles. Okay, so next is the find. So it navigates the word that you type in our text box. So let's say I want to search on online. So all the occurrences of online will be highlighted in our document. Okay, or let's say the word add. So it has for add. What else? Let's say font. So these are the occurrences of font in our document. Okay, how about the replace? So for example, we want to replace this family into style. So it will look for the word family in our document and then replace it with style. Okay. So if you want to replace all, so you could just click on this button or replace the first occurrence of the word family. So for this case, let me hit the replace first. So this becomes the style. But if you want to change all the family word into style, so you could just click on replace all. Okay, so I'm going to say all done. We made 4 replacements. Okay, so as you can see here, the family is now replaced by style. Okay, so select. So it selects the whole object. Okay, so there's since there are no objects here, so it doesn't have anything to select. Okay, so that's all for now for our home ribbon tab. I hope that you learned something new. So we will now move on to our insert ribbon tab on our next video. Thank you for watching.